one, go.
It was a memorable day on Sunday as Welshpool honoured one of its favourite sons in the best way possible. After 5 years of a community refusing to take no for an answer, the Wanners Evans playing fields were officially opened. Dozens of youngsters, watched by parents, relatives, friends and well-wishers, celebrated with family members of the former professional footballer, known fondly to so many as Wanners. His sudden death in July of natural causes at the age of just 51 united a town in grief, but his memory was celebrated by the unveiling of 3 new superb pitches alongside the canal.
He's certainly been a local legend for years in terms of him playing football for Welshpool, then progressing his career to Walsall and to Rochdale. Made over 500 appearances, so he's always kept in touch with Welshpool. But obviously, we wanted to do anything we could to remember him by. And the other aspect of it was he set up our junior academy, took it over from Vaughan in its early stages, and he really brought a lot of professionalism into the academy and really helped us at where we were today. And just to do something for him was, well, at least we could remember him somehow, and to be able to do the pitches for him was massive for us, really.
The impressive new facility is the result of a magnificent community effort driven by former Welshpool High School head teacher Paul Coakley. He pulled together a tireless bid to replace the pitches lost to the new primary school on Salop Road, and the end result is there for all to see.
Yeah, well, we started in 2018 and we've got here today, so in temporal times it's been 5 years. But there are a lot of obstacles along the way, a lot of difficulties along the way, funding issues, getting support from people to back the project and so on and so forth. But it just seems to me fundamentally that a town like Welshpool needs to have this kind of facility, because otherwise where are young people going to play and take part in things? So it was something that had to happen. We weren't sure how it was going to happen, and we weren't sure what direction it was going to go, but we were absolutely determined as a group that it was going to happen. And here we are with this absolutely magnificent facility on a tremendous day. Well, the funding came through FAW. I don't know the origins of the money ultimately, whether that came from central government. I think it might have been Department of Culture, Media and Sport. It might have been the origins of it, but we bid into FAW. And then also the club itself made a contribution. Obviously, you know, with all these grants, there has to be a contribution made to not match in this case, but and you know, a lot of the teams themselves, the under-11s, the under-13s, all those sorts of teams raised money as well. You know, they had sponsored walks and sponsored rides and things like that. And I think that's one of the really nice things about this project, is that, you know, a lot of those community members can feel very proud that they've contributed to something. Obviously, the bulk of the money came from outside. But the fact that they've had a stake in it, I think, is really, really important. So I think the overall project cost was probably around about £100,000, maybe a little bit more. And probably 80% of that came from FAW via DCMS or whatever really. So that was the origin of the funding. And then obviously there's the leasing of the pitches, which the county council is supporting, and obviously we're very grateful for that.
The pitches will be managed by Welshpool Town Football Club, and with a 25-year lease in place, a whole generation of boys and girls are set to benefit.
It was absolutely crucial because we'd lost 3 pitches, so it was crucial to get, you know, to get new ones for those. But I think it's more than that, because the pitches are much better than the ones we had, and then we now have a community pitch where people can just come down, kick a ball around, and then it's...
Moving forward, how many kids, what sort of numbers can we expect to see utilising the facilities?
Well, I mean, probably 175, 200 at the moment, maybe growing. We very much want to grow the game, especially we want to grow girls' football. That's really important.
It just goes to show what Welshpool can achieve when it pulls together.
2, 3... Yeah!